And Turiya means the fourth state. This is the translation, it doesn't mean much. And the explanation of this Turiya is that it is not another state of mind. It is a state of mind where the waking state, the dreaming state, and the deep sleep state are together, simultaneously. So it's very difficult to understand. Because when we talk about that, if we try to understand, as we now are in this waking state, our brain is working only with this capacity of waking state. And it's very difficult to figure out what can that mean? What is that kind of state where the waking, the dreaming, and the deep sleep state are working together? This is very strange. And now, Turiya and Nidra are synonyms in the etymology. So, what we are trying to do is, when you're lying down and apparently you try to relax, you might have noticed that sometimes it's very difficult to say if you're sleeping or if you are not sleeping. Did you notice that? And in fact you cannot know, because the second after this question, if you have the answer, you come out of this state. Did you notice that too, or you didn't? You just, let's say you're relaxing or you're doing Nidra Yoga, and all of a sudden this question can come and say, but am I sleeping or am I not? Or was I sleeping? And the moment you put that question, you don't know in which state you are. The reason why you don't know is because in that particular state there is no memory. It means there is no possibility of identification. Do you follow? So, Nidra Yoga talks about this fourth state, which is, again, it is not a fourth state, it's something in between. You could say it's in between. Into which the process of identification is no more. The identification is only because of memory. Memory is the product of conditioning. So in that particular state where you don't know, you're in a state where there is no memory, no conditioning, in fact there is no I. But the moment you put the question, it's over. And the moment you put the question, am I sleeping or am I not sleeping? Now, in this particular state, is it clear enough? Can you follow? So, in that particular state, you cannot know if you are in the state of the waking state, or in the dreaming state, or in deep sleep. You can't know. The moment you know means there is identification, means there is memory, means there is conditioning. It's very subtle. So, in this particular state, in fact, it is the only state where we are fully conscious. but we are not conscious of something. Being conscious of something means, again, identification. You're just conscious without object. This is what Patanjali, you heard about him? He was Indian people call him a sage. So he wrote a very famous, it's almost like the Bible of yoga. One of the Bible, because there are several, but this one is important. So Patanjali called that the state of samadhi, that is it's not possible to talk about it. But anyway, that the goal, let's say the goal of yoga, that state where there is no more suffering because there is no more identification. So for many of us, we think that this state is very far and it's very difficult to taste it, which is wrong. It is not so far, it's very close, and it's not so difficult. What is difficult is that the state lasts. This is very difficult. But to have a glimpse is not difficult. It's very simple. You just have to make a stop in your ordinary process of thinking. So, in that particular state, once again, it's very difficult to say that I am in the waking state, or I am in the dreaming state, or I am in deep sleep. You can't say. Now, being aware of all the dreaming process is of very little importance comparatively. But trying to be conscious during the dreaming process is a very good training. But there is a much better training. It is to be conscious during the waking state. First of all, it takes much longer time. I mean, you dream only 1 hour and a half per 20 hours, and you're in the waking state much longer every day. But already you can see how difficult it is. Because there is this memory that we call unconscious. And during this waking state, the unconscious manipulates. We could say like that. It doesn't manipulate because it's you, but the unconscious goes on and you're not conscious. And you act, you speak, and you think being, let's say, manipulated by the unconscious.